One of the things that got me interested, around February 2022, when we did our project, we find some kids that were able to build motor Ankara and then powered it with batteries and all this old motor radio to make it, to plug it to have a remote controller where it can go forward and it reverse just with the remote controller.
Hello and welcome to Future Minds on S24, where we explore how technology is shaping the future of education, healthcare, and governance around the world. Today, we are diving into the world of fintech, digital infrastructure, and innovation in Africa, and how technology is creating new pathways for inclusion and economic growth. My guest today is Shamsudin Omar Ibrahim, popularly known as Shamsudin Omasi. Welcome to Future Minds, Shamsudin.
Thank you, Sonia.
I understand that beyond engineering, you are passionate about empowering the next generation through your startup. I know my guests will love to know who you are, what you do, and what exactly prompted you to going into that startup.
My name is Shamsudin Omar, popularly known as Shamsudin Omasi. I am a full stack engineer. I have worked on a lot of financial inclusive applications. Recently, I've worked with a financial institution called South Africa. What actually prompted me to start my startup actually? Bitlab Innovation Hub is not just a startup, it's a non-governmental organization, actually registered as Bitoko Youth Empowerment Initiative. Actually focused on empowering kids and adults on the aspect of STEM. If you look at the North, the way we are left far behind when it comes to technology, right? Looking at a typical Hausa home, you find a young kids, right, at the age of 15 or above. You already
Can we
have
call someone at the age of 15 a kid from the
right.
north?
Yeah, so should I say
Yeah,
actually, so all right, so let's
yeah,
say
someone growing up.
someone growing
Yeah,
up, at the age of 17, already having kind of a few of commitment, maybe his siblings at home, and at that point, how the stress of having someone to look out for, and then you need to provide for somebody, and that's actually it's very obvious that it makes somebody to be his mind not to be at rest, I know, and also him himself he cannot even provide for himself, talk more of the one
providing for
provided
someone
for
else.
somebody else. And that actually derailed him from focusing on whatever they want to achieve in life. So we just feel like, okay, let's just start from the kids, what from the age of 7, their mind is still fresh.
Okay, catch them young.
Catch them young.
Yeah.
Their mind is still fresh. They don't have a lot of distractions in their heads. We start by mentoring them into STEM. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In the recent years, I think we have trained a lot of them in different aspects of the STEM. I think, and also both out of school and also in school, that we usually target those kids that maybe their parents, they are less privileged. They don't have, maybe sometimes you find a kid that he will spend a term or two without paying school fees. They are the one that we feel that they need the support. They need that kind of sessions to be teaching them on about STEM. We trained a lot of them in the aspect of, at some point, when we do have our usual 3 months program, at the end of it, we usually have an assessment, and we call it like a kind of, we group them into groups. They play against each other. They play of whatever they land. One of the things that got me interested, around February 2022, when we did our project, we find some kids that were able to build motor Ankara and then powered it with batteries and all this old motor radio to make it, to plug it to have a remote controller where it can go forward and it reverse just with the remote controller. And that actually makes me to be more passionate about that. I would say, like, I was just doing it as just a passion normally.
Yeah, like
Just
you're seeing the children
doing it,
roaming around. Okay, they should come
they should just
together
come
and
and do
do something
something
for themselves.
together.
Exactly.
Just like when I was in school, I started a community called Unime Developers. But when I was doing that, I said, this is actually beyond what I was thinking, right? Why not we should just register as an NGO, and also we can have another cohort of thing what we call trendy trainers. I think that what gives us the idea of, let's take some youth, empower them, sponsor them, then maybe whatever they need, We just try to see whether if
how
it's
you can
how we
fend
can
for their needs,
go with
exactly.
them, and then from that session maybe we can be able to come up with our instructors that can keep on building or training other students that are coming abroad on board on the programs. And yes, today I think I have we have couple of students that we are actually sponsoring. Some of them we're able to provide them, but feeding facility, our accommodation here in Kaduna actually. So I travel them some of them from Taraba State down to Kaduna, and we provide everything for them just to learn different aspects from data science, programming and all that.
You work in fintech, helping people to make payment. For someone that is non-technical, that does not understand your grammars, most especially the fintech or the full stack developers language, how will you explain to the person a scalable digital infrastructure?
Like you said, right, how I can make it easy to understand. Maybe I will just give a quick history where we learned when how was trade by barter, the business of trade by barter started,
Sure.
Whereby one family will bring shinkafa, one will bring masara, and we exchange together, right? So actually, if you're trying to build a scalable system infrastructure, you first look at what is your core value that you want to deliver, right? Today, we already have a bank as a service, like using bank transfer to move money around. So you look at it like, okay, I would just want to empower people to be able to move money across two platforms. Maybe basically what you're looking at is your normal end users without business in the picture. You first pick the basic challenge that you have. Okay, it's just moving money from one system, or maybe you want to use it within your system. So first thing you need to actually make it available is to make your system to be able to communicate with different providers, because you as yourself, as a startup, you actually don't have maybe the licensing or whatever it takes to connect with other providers. So we first started by picking out, okay, I need to see providers to make me move this money. And then instead of focusing on maybe before I get the license or the connection on the services to plug to other providers, let me start allowing my customers within my app to be able to transfer money to themselves. When you're able to achieve that, you know that, okay, user A is able to send to user B. You have successfully achieved that. You now look at, okay, if I want to send money to somebody in Nigeria, what do I need? Maybe I need NIPS connection, and then you don't have that, right? But maybe what you need is a service provider like a bank.
Yes, please be using languages that me myself will understand. Don't
actually,
right?
So I will not go for that far. Let's just talk about providers. Like, okay, you're looking, since you are not a bank, you're just an app. You need a bank provider, a banking license to be able to allow you move money. You look at how.
Okay, can we say basically just like partnership? You should look for someone that you can partner with.
Okay. So because they already have the license, they already have what you need. So instead of you to go scouting for what you already have in existence, because you don't have the capacity to start doing that from scratch.
When you talk about the capacity, are you talking about financial capacity or something else?
When we talk about the license in Nigeria today, it's just beyond finance. For instance, now we have about over 800 microfinance banks that are licensed by CBN. So with that, I think CBN has paused issuing new license to microfinance banks. So this what you could do is buy a new one and then change whatever you want to, from the name to the logo. We have seen that a lot in place, right? So now buying the license, it consists of money. It's easier maybe today you say, I have the network, I can buy the license. Yes, you can buy it, but can you be able to stay compliant to the CBN compliance?
Can you sustain
whatever you started? That's one, right? And then two, when it comes to compliant is, because every day CBN are coming with new compliances. How can you be able to comply with that, and be able to sustain that again? Because the more you buy, it requires more financial injection.
And I think that is what I want us to quickly talk about. Right?
Yeah. So instead of you to actually go about just starting from scratch, which it takes you longer time, because this time that it takes for you to get a willing infrastructure to that they are willing to sell is another thing. But to find a partner that is already in play and then to work together is just, you can just wake up within 2-3 weeks, you have gotten another one. And you maybe within a week, if we have a very scalable infrastructure, you can be able to plug in and you're good to go.
Wow, that's very good. Don't forget, you're watching Feature Mind on S24 with Samir Osman Adam. And my guest is Shamsudin Omar Ibrahim, called Shamsudin Omasi. We're discussing about fintech here. Shamsudin, how do you make sure your ideas does not just end in urban areas? How do you include the people in local communities? You've been calling communities, and I know the communities you're talking
Sure.
about is the urban areas.
Sure,
How do
sure.
you bring people from, should I say, core villages to participate and even understand whatever it is you're doing?
That is very interesting, right? A lot of ways to kind of onboard these people. Let me just use maybe remote areas, right? Maybe they have low internet access, and all that. I think we have already seen a lot of people in that play by providing a lot of network, agent network, right? To be able to see that they can be able to access their money and make savings, deposit whatever they want to do at any point in time. That's the number one thing, making that access to them very easy. And maybe one of the way to do that is by having an agent network. There is this narrative that a lot of people taking it want to bank the unbanked or the underbanked. In reality, what I believe is that you cannot do that.
Okay.
You cannot bank the underbanked, but the unbanked you can actually bank them.
Okay, what's the difference between the underbanked and the unbanked?
Underbanked is somebody that does not meet the requirement to bank.
Okay.
Right? And then the unbanked is that maybe he has meet the requirement, but due to their locality, due to where
like
they are.
The people I don't care, the people that does not trust financial
exactly. So those ones you can be able to change their understanding. The underbanked, according to CBN definition, is somebody that is not even eligible to have a BVN. Today, we're already seeing CBN said you cannot onboard somebody that BVN. So people are just fine with that ideology. In reality, you cannot bank the underbanked, but you can bank the unbanked, right? That's the first way we need to get it. So for you to be able to bank the unbanked is be able to agent network, maybe one of the offline modes of access, using USSD to either move money or receive money. I think whatever they want to do, in our areas, we know we have what we call Adashi or Asusu or Ajo. One of these is actually scalable ideas in remote areas because people are looking at how they can be able to secure and save their money without actually fear of somebody running tomorrow.
Let's look at the broader picture. In education, we see how people are being pushed to go for digital skills. And I think it's something that we must adapt to and we must embrace it because the world is going global and the globe is going digital.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, how do you think young people can be well prepared so that they will understand the future of how technology will work?
Yeah. I think that takes us back to the grassroots, from schools where we do, because today we're already seeing in play that I think a couple of months ago, WAEC and NECO were preparing to go for e-exams, just like the way JAM are doing today. But in reality, if you look into that fact, is we have schools that already have ICT equipment, but you see students maybe only once in a year, once in a term, they can be able to go there for a practical aspect of the computer itself. And actually, the computer, it doesn't matter whether you're in science or art. I think when Professor Isa Alifantami was the DG of NIDA, he made sure those initiatives has been reach a lot of communities that we have them today. So and that's the grassroots that we're talking about from schools, right? And also parents and also the community. We can work together. We know today we have a lot of communities. We call them everything that we say GGG, we say
in a nutshell, you're talking about getting to the youth is a collective effort.
It's a collective
effort.
It's just an individual can do. We work together, we pick, okay, let's organize a workshop for them, once in a while, every 3 months at least. We select some students, we go put them, not just something we do one day or 1 week and go. We are talking about people that don't have access to, they don't know how to do these things. They require active practice, at least 3 contacts a week. You do it for 3 months, definitely you leave them. Next batch you pick, and as we are progressing that way, definitely there will somebody back there to be able to support us and do that. Unlike what other people do, say we're just doing 1 day event and you just picture and post on social media and you
And
go.
that's the end of
And that's
it.
just the end of it. Actually, you're not actually delivering any value. You're just chasing the cloud. Chasing the cloud, right? But if you're doing it for the real purpose, forget about this, what people on the social media are going to say. Do it actively, at least 3 contacts per week. You do like at least a month. You have 4 weeks a month. At least that's somebody that you're looking at. They have the facility. If you look at if you don't have it in your community, I believe that at least one school out in your community will have either private or public, will have a very full digital, even if there's at least 10 computers in that ICT lab. You can partner with them. There is no school, I believe, that if they are willing to help the community, that you walk up to them that I want to do this for the community, not for profit.
Yeah.
And it will
they
enforce
will
you to
refuse.
pay.
Exactly, they will accept it.
They will
But
definitely
you
accept
mentioned
it.
something about like if someone maybe go to an event, snap a picture and post on social media, is cloud chasing. Visibility is the new currency.
Exactly, ma.
So like if you don't post what you do, how will people know you and even bring you on board?
Actually, the cloud chasing, I was referring to the people that just do it for one day and go.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, I
But people that do it
Constantly.
consistently, that you keep on doing it. I can tell you, when we are doing our Bitlab STEM, our first cohort, I think every week we post every collective picture that we snap in a week. So we just pick one day in the week. And for the first day, the second day, the third day. The second week, we'll snap everything, say week 2 is done. It's there on our social media.
Okay.
I think from that first cohort, we don't post anything again.
In everything we do in Nigeria as youths, there are always challenges.
Sure.
The only thing we do is, okay, this is a challenge. What have the challenge taught me? What have I picked from that challenge to make scalable solution? What were your challenges when you started?
Our challenges, it's manpower.
Okay.
The manpower. Because as at that time, I didn't think actually financial was actually a challenge much to me, because I have friends that were willing to commit. They are willing to support. So, but if we have the manpower, the people that have the skills that are able to help you, if let's say today you want to host a full-fledged a STEM program that has to do with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Sure. So you alone cannot do it. You need to have somebody that is in the science technology part. You need somebody from the engineering, from the mathematics. Our program, we don't stop at that. We included games like chess, Rubik's Cube, and Scrabble games. At that time, I think, from Traba State, that program we were needing in the local government. I had to get one friend of mine that's coming from Yola. From Yola to Zin, as at that time, is like 2 hours journey. So I used to bring him from Yola to come to Zin, I'll host him, accommodation and everything, to do the training for the kids. After that, he'll go back. For that 3 months, we kept on doing that. So now the manpower is one of the basic challenges that we have, So that's why when I have that challenge, after that program first cohort, I started picking individuals. I said, okay, what would we need? Across every sector, we need at least one individual or 2 that can be able to mentor. One is mentoring, maybe one is going by and seeing everybody's doing the right thing. That's why I started.
One is mentoring, one is monitoring.
One is monitoring.
Yeah.
And I started handpicking some of them, to sponsor them, whether remotely. If you are willing, if you think you are a person that can learn remotely, we'll give you whatever you need, from data subscription to course that you want to do. Go and do it.
Have you ever tried like getting volunteers? Like sometimes you see this problem of saying, I want to make sure I pay everyone so that people will not feel indebted to you at the end of the day, or you will not say, okay, this person will look at me and say, I did Shamsudin a favor. Have you ever tried like saying, okay, let me get volunteers that have the same mindset and the same vision as I do? Have you ever tried that?
Actually, I tried that. A lot of my friends are actually the one that volunteers, I can mention their names, like Ahmad Bature, he's always there, like I have Ibrahim, I have Yahuza, I have Abdul Basit, there are just a lot of them.
Okay, you have the clique.
You have the clique, they have the mind. So if you're willing to commit, you invite them, okay, help me with this. They will definitely try their best and do it. Okay. That's why we're able to do that. And I'll feel like, okay, I don't want to inconvenience them all the time, because this is not something that we do once and we leave it. We keep on, it's something that we want to keep doing it over time. So instead of that, we can do, and even in sponsoring those people that were monitoring, I think they are mentoring, we are sponsoring. There are those my people that help me volunteer in one way or the other. Okay. There was a time that I think we hosted, I think for a month, we worked with one school, Al Huda, to say that we want to just give free data for 1 month, and let's see what everybody's going to achieve. We set a group, a community, whereby you need to be posting your progress every day that you're doing. So all we need to do is to give them that data access and then the computer access. So Alhuda was giving us the computer access. And I picked somebody to be every day to monitor their activity and then to go into the app if their progress.
Yeah,
and then he is the one responsible of the account to fund them for the data.
Very good. And let me see, in 5 to 10 years, where do you see the future of fintech and digital infrastructure in Africa? I don't want to say in Nigeria because
Africa.
Yeah, I know you have a very big dream, and at the end of the day, you're thinking of pushing your hub beyond Nigeria alone.
Sure.
So in 5 to 10 years, how do you see the future of fintech?
Actually, fintech is already, today we can see people in Nigeria already able to access money in Kenya seamlessly. Sure. I believe that maybe future of payment is not just about bank transfers and cards. It's going beyond that. Tomorrow you might be able to, we are already seeing it in place today. You can use your phone to tap and pay. Right? And tomorrow, don't be surprised if you can use your ring, your watch to be able to make payments. I can see that. And already, I think that is just, how should I say, this person is trying to make you as a person, as you have your chip embedded in you that you can use your thumbprint to make payment everywhere you go.
There are so many innovations.
There are so many innovations coming up together.
It's kind of entering into people's minds.
Yeah. And already, I think Chinese companies are already developing that whereby wherever you go in China, you can use your thumbprint to make payment. So actually, in 10 years, I already see this technology going in. We have moved from the phase of using card, USSD, or bank or phones to make payment. You can use anything as a gadget. You can use a device. You can use yourself as a payment instrument to make payments, because I think that's what one of my boss used to say, Aminu Bakori. You just say, what we are doing now is payment instrument. We are not just building payment applications. We are building a payment instrument, because that instrument can be anything tomorrow.
That's good. So we do something in-house. It's called rapid fire. I will ask you a question. They are short, sharp, and humanizing. Okay. No pressure. It's just yes or no, or you pick one of the options I give you and you emphasize on it. Are you ready?
Okay. I think I'm ready.
Okay. What is one technology you think will dominate the next decade?
Robotics engineering.
Oh my goodness. Fintech or AI, which excites you more right now?
Fintech.
Why?
Because it's more interesting to do. You are doing it. You have a lot of questions. To ask yourself. Wow. What if this goes wrong?
If I understand you clearly, fintech is more brainstorming than artificial intelligence.
Sure, wow. Very sure. Because in AI, you don't consider what if I lose customer money.
Okay, I understand. That's cool. One problem in Africa you believe tech can solve immediately.
Africa intelligence.
Yes, one problem in Africa you believe
technology
can solve.
Identity.
How?
Because today we don't have, even in Nigeria, look at it, we have like 2 or 3 different means of identity.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
And if we should pick that means of identity to revolutionize it immediately right now, it will change a lot.
Okay. Startup or stable job? What would you advise young people to go for today?
Actually, it depends on your definition of stability. I'll go for startup.
You go for startup instead of stable job?
I don't know what that, because to me, startup is also stability.
No. Okay, startup. We know how we all know what startup is. I have my idea, let me come and put it into fruition, blah, blah, blah. Stable job. You should get a job 9 to 5 at the end of the month. You get your salary and go home.
Startup.
Okay, cloud or blockchain?
Cloud.
What is one habit that made you successful? I know you will say you're not yet successful, but what is one habit that made you get to where you are today?
I think it's consistency. I believe I can do it. There will be challenge. Maybe I believe it is difficult, but I can do it.
And one thing, consistency is not like showing up every day. It's about you get tired today, ignore it. Tomorrow you come pick it up and continue.
So far I have the discipline, to come back to it.
Yeah, sure. That's consistency. Okay. If you're not into tech, if you're not doing anything technology, what will you be doing?
Farming.
you're still there now because
because
fintech and is it
agriculture,
agriculture.
uh,
You're now like brothers and sisters. Anybody, you people are even using technology now to do the
to
farming.
do the
So
farming.
you're still in the same field.
You
This one
know,
is Ojero. Let me let you go.
sure.
All right. Before we let you go, I would love you to pass one message for young Africans who want to build careers in technology. But the major problem is they will tell you, I don't know where to start.
That's an excuse.
It's not an excuse. Seriously, you might look at it as an excuse, but someone might be saying it from a place of genuinity. He or she don't really know where
Yeah,
to start.
I understand you actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'm sorry to say that is an excuse, right? Because back then when I was learning programming, I don't have access to computer. I just want to give you a story so that people will understand it as a real world scenario, right? I don't have access to computer. We don't have smartphones as back then. The smartphones we have back then are the Java phones. If you can see, the smartest phone is the Symbian phone. That was the Nokia C2, C3. Back then.
Wait, how old are you that you are calling back then? Back then,
I'm not that old. I'm just early 20s. But
you are
I've
calling
been there.
back then.
If you look at it right today, we already have smartphones, right?
Sure.
And then we have Android phones. What Android phones can do today, you can do multitasking. That's why I can actually see back then, because 10 years ago, we don't have the smartphones that we have now. Yes, I think 10 years ago, I'm already building applications that, even though they are not being used for enterprise purposes,
but you're like trying to explore your options to see what you can do.
I think by next year, 2017, one of school management, 2027, sorry, it will match 10 years sharp exactly that I deployed my first school management system that has been being used by a school till today.
Oh.
Right. So before then, I was learning, all right. But when we are learning, we also have that problem where to start from. Which app I want to start, which language, because from today, if you're looking at, if I'm speaking from the point of using software and programming,
Okay, wait. You mentioned which language? Isn't it just English?
People that are in the programming language
what
are the software development. So if you say full stack, right? Let me give you an example. What people say full stack is actually if you are able to build application with both front end and back end, and that front end and back end is there are two different languages that are actually in play. For starters, basically, today we have React, Next.js, we have Angular. All this
is okay.
So today, people find it difficult that which language, which word should I start? Like you said, which way should I start? All you need to do to know is that whatever you pick, you can change it tomorrow. First thing you need to do is learn the skills. Okay. Once you have one skill, it's very easy to learn from point A to point B. It's very easier for you to switch. And people sometimes it's not about where to start. Is I don't have the access to phones or the device to learn. But I believe if you have Android today, you have no excuse. Because when we are learning, when I don't have computer, when my sister's computer is not with me or my sister's phone is not with me, when I was learning HTML, when anything comes into my head, I pick my paper and biro, I write it down. If I have access to a computer, I will steal it, run out of the house.
And you're a boy, so it's not surprising.
Run out of the house, make sure that it works. She will be calling, where am I? I'll know where to find, But today, we already have what these phones are doing today. 10 times or even 50 times what those phones then can
do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're saying that you don't know what to do, is that what to start, or you don't have access to what you can start, it's actually just an excuse for me. I'm sorry to say that, but it's actually an excuse.
I get your point when you say like it's just an excuse. People usually look at it as an excuse. But like one funny thing is that people really want to do something. They don't actually know where to start from.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, let me add a bit to what you say. Learning is always continuous. When you're into developing, there are languages that you alone understand.
Sure.
And I think that is very understandable.
Sure.
Also, Shamsudin, thank you so much for sharing your insight with us, and we appreciate you sparing your time to be here with us. Before we go, I want to tell our viewers, thank you for watching us. Technology is no longer the future. It is the present shaping how we live, work, and connect. This is S24 Television, Future Minds. I'm Samira Usman Adam. Thank you.